What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Footballrs. My name is Tony, and you can follow me down below at LINEMAN Football. Today's video, we are going to be reviewing the Adidas 21 Freak Ultra Cleats. Now, if you guys haven't, I would highly recommend going and check out the try-on video. That's where you actually see me live try on these cleats, and it shows you how long it actually takes to put these on, because they do take a little bit. They're a little tricky. Also, make sure, subscribe down below. We put out 3 product videos every single week leading up to the football season. We are putting out as much content as we can right now, so go ahead and subscribe. We got a lot of things coming. So these are the Adidas Freak 21 Ultra Cleats. Now with Adidas cleats, they kind of have like a couple different levels of their cleats, right? This is gonna be the higher end version of the Adidas Freak carbon cleat. The only thing that's the same with this one versus that is gonna be the traction plate, but we'll talk to that in a sec. Let's just start going through the normal categories. Okay, now the first one we want to talk about is, are these true to size and how well do they fit me? Now these are a size 12. Normally with Adidas, I wear 12.5 to 13, depending on how narrow the cleat is. Now, as far as narrow, this is actually pretty good for me. So I suspect if I did go with my true to size 12.5, it would fit me perfect, true to size. You do have to worry a little bit though, as Adidas in general is slightly narrower than sometimes Nike. So if you are a lineman or just a guy with wider feet, you might want to even go up a half size from your normal, just to make sure that you do have enough room width-wise. Now, as far as overall comfort goes on these cleats, as the title says, these are probably the comfiest cleats that are going to come out this year for a couple main reasons. The number one is going to be the outer on this cleat. So this entire outer is a prime knit material, as you can see on the tongue. It says there, prime knit. So that means this prime knit upper is all one piece, and it's this like fabric-like material that is like super comfortable. Feels like you're literally just wearing a sock on your entire foot. It feels so good. Now on top of that prime knit, they kind of like overlaid some materials. So it's like they added like a TPU thing on the outside to give a little bit of water resistance, a little bit of protection from ripping that prime knit, but it's still incredibly comfortable for that. In the midsole of this cleat, you do have a boost midsole, which is like crazy comfortable as well. It's like, that's the first time I've ever had like an Adidas boost midsole inside a football cleat. It is unbelievable. As far as padding on the inside of the cleat, this entire back of it is padded with like a memory foam as well. So there's padding all the way around to protect your ankle. They even have a small pad on the prime knit material here. So they have a little bit of cushioning there, so you don't have the prime knit right up against you. Now looking at the overall weight of these cleats, these weigh in at 13.1 ounces, which is pretty standard for cleats in this kind of range. Now, as far as protection goes for this cleat, it's clear there's gonna be none, right? With this cleat, this prime knit material offers absolutely no protection. They just add like a thin TPU layer to the outside of here, and the whole purpose of that is more for dealing with rain and stuff to make the cleat a little bit better. As you can see, it only kind of wraps around the edge here, and that's just to help prevent splashes and stuff. You do have good ankle stability. It's obviously not gonna be like a high ankle support, but they are decently supported for your ankles. But yeah, if you're coming to this cleat for protection, you're not gonna be very happy. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna talk about is gonna be the breathability on this cleat. And as you'd guess, they breathe unbelievable, and that's because this entire cleat, like I said, is this prime knit material. So whereas other cleats you have like this thing would cover the whole thing, you can feel the breathability through this prime knit here. The prime knit tongue as well on these cleats makes them incredibly breathable. Everything about this cleat, they just like, they feel so good when you put them on. It's like, I don't want to go back to anything else after wearing these, to be honest. Okay, now the next thing we're going to talk about is the traction plate on these cleats. Now, this is the same traction plate that was on the Adidas Boost cleats that they didn't release to the public. It's the exact same traction plate that is on the Adidas Freak Carbons, which are currently released to the public, and we do have a review on. So not a crazy traction plate, not a ton going on here as far as design stuff goes. They just have a couple ridges, some triangle studs, some circular studs. Nothing incredible to look at here. It performs decent. Like Devin said when he was looking at some of his, he'd prefer these all to be triangle studs instead of the circular, which I agree with. I think that would be nice to see. As far as traction plate goes, pretty good all purpose, not really the best at any one thing. I also do like on this one how it has this gas can look at the bottom of these. You can see that like iridium finish is like super, super cool. Like check that out. And that leads us right into style on these cleats. So these are unbelievable looking, except for like one thing, right? Everything about these is sick. The prime knit, how it has this like multicolored textured look in it, looks really cool. You know, the gas can traction plate is like a really nice pop. I like the oversized Adidas logo sewn in on the side there. I like the little bit of orange accents here. I think it pops really nice as well. You also have like a blue pull tab on the back here, which kind of works nice too. The only thing that doesn't work on these is this. Like, I don't understand the point of this logo. I don't really know why they have it. I don't really know what it does, but yeah, it's on there. I really wish they didn't have it on here, because just like imagine that silhouette if it didn't have that, like that and that. Oh, that'd be so nice. But that's really the only thing style-wise that I don't like about these. Now, as far as colors go, they are pretty limited. This year, you only have 4 colorways. So you have this black and gray, you have an all black and all white, and then a white and gold, like my Freak Carbon. So only the 4 colorways, not a lot to choose from, but for any team, it obviously will get the job done. Okay, now I've said a bunch of glowing things about these cleats, and you know this is gonna be the one area we're gonna get hit, and that's gonna be the price. The price on these cleats retail is 180 bucks, which is, I think the Freak Carbons are 120. Obviously, I'll put it on the screen if I am wrong. Those cleats are much cheaper than these. Anyways, it's trying to compete with the high-end cleats, and that's because you're only gonna find these prime knit, super nice materials in those high-end cleats, which I think is honestly fair. I think if you want to ball out and get some really comfortable cleats that you can say you have boost in your cleats, you have these nice technologies, they're crazy comfortable. I kind of think it's worth spending an extra, like, 60 or maybe even up to 100 bucks on a pair of cleats that you really want to get some good use out of. Now, as far as positions go for this cleat, you could wear this at almost any position except for potentially on the line. So you could definitely get away with this at like linebacker, running back. Be fun, a little more support. Where some receivers might want to add a 0-11s and you are a receiver that wants a little more support, these would be a really good option to go with as well. I would not maybe recommend these at line because there's no protection for stepping on your feet. But if you don't care about that and you just want something crazy comfortable with a decent amount of support, these would be my go-to this year, hands down. Like, no questions. So there you guys go. There is a review on the Adidas Freak 21 Ultra Cleats. These are my favorite and most comfortable cleats so far this year. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Like this video and subscribe for 3 videos every week. I'll check you next time.